What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Wesportin podcast. And today is NFL Draft Eve. I'm just saying that because it's the truth. Is the NFL Draft Eve? We are sitting here live now. This is right before the draft starts. For less than 24 hours away. I know I'm excited. I know Chris is excited. Dylan will be getting on shortly. He is currently sick right now, but he said he will be on shortly. And but yeah, the NFL draft, it is today. Well, not today, it's gonna be tomorrow. And we have a lot to talk about, First off, Chris, Commanders sitting at number 2 overall. I know there's a lot of speculation at who we're gonna take, who we're gonna pick. Obviously, number 1 we know is consensus of Caleb Williams. Number 3, we don't know. I feel like everywhere minus number 2 and number 3, we everything minus number 1, we already know where he's going. Caleb's going. We have no idea from there and below where everybody's going. So, I mean, to speculate, number 1, obviously Caleb Williams. Number 2, the Washington Commanders. I mean, any speculation, any ideas, or I mean, what do you think? Where do you think the franchise is? Kind of feeling towards. I mean, what do you think?
Um, Obviously you got the two choices. You had the people that were saying JJ McCarthy for a couple of weeks, but obviously that was all smoke screens. They did they due diligence on every quarterback in the draft.
Mhm.
Um, there has been, I feel like it's been almost evenly split to where a reporter said where they're leaning towards Drake May, Jaden Daniels. I feel like it's been like at least like a 49-51% split. And I would give that 51% to Jaden Daniels. I think I've seen just a tad more about Jaden Daniels to the Commanders than I've seen Drake May recently.
Mhm.
So if we're going off of that, then I get you can give the edge to Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, so I mean, I would personally give the edge to Jaden Daniels right now myself. Also, I think it's just going to be Jaden. I think if you're going off of play style, you're going off of where guys are who's gonna fit the system. I think it's Jaden Daniels. I don't believe that Drake May really is gonna fit our system because he's just a very in pocket kind of guy. Drake May, I have expressed my feelings about him multiple times. I don't think he's very good. I think he's very overhyped. I think that Jaden Daniels has played against more NFL competition and has succeeded at a higher rate than Drake May has. And again, like I said, no disrespect to Drake May, but it's just I don't think that he will pan out well in the NFL. And that's just the honest truth about it. But now going on now to three, now this is where everything goes crazy. At the number 3 overall pick, could it be JJ? Could it be Drake? Could you see a trade up? I mean, honest to God, do you think New England stays at 3?
Yeah, I think New England stays at three. I think they should stay at three.
Mhm.
I've seen people thinking that they should just take a wide receiver instead. In that case, then yeah, they could trade back. But if they don't like, I feel like if we don't take Jayden Daniels, then it's gonna be they're gonna for sure take Jayden Daniels. I feel like if we take Drake, wait, if we don't, yeah, if we don't take Jayden Daniels, I feel like they're gonna take Jayden Daniels. But if we were to if we are to take Jayden Daniels like we probably are, then I feel like that's where it gets tricky, and they may look to trade back if they don't like Drake May as much
Mhm.
as Jayden Daniels. But I think they should take a quarterback, either one of the two. I mean, they gotta take a chance on somebody, bro. Like their quarterback
Yeah.
room is like nice.
Yeah, I mean, for me, so I mean, for me, it's more like I am very very iffy on these quarterbacks because outside of Caleb Williams, a lot of these guys are a shot in the dark. I mean, really, what's up, Kev? A lot of shot in the dark guys, and I mean what I mean by shot in the dark is I mean that these guys are there's no guarantee for success day one. A lot of people are saying that you might have to bench Drake May for a full year. Other guys are saying that Jaden Daniels is a day one starter You guys have saying that JJ McCarthy could be a day one starter. Penix is a first round pick when he wasn't supposed to be. And Bo Nix, I feel like, has been the lost cause of this whole draft analysis. That poor guy does not get talked about getting mocked anywhere in the first round. I think New England should trade back up in the first round. Be smart. Take Marvin, trade up for Bo, and just see what happens. I mean, what's the worst that could freaking happen? You know what I mean? Like, what's the worst that happens if they do that? I mean, could they go Marvin Harrison?
Number 4.
No, for 3.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, I mean, it's New England. I wouldn't be shocked if they did something like that. I mean, Bill Belichick not there, no, not over the general manager moves no more. So maybe they don't do crazy stuff like that anymore.
Mhm.
But going off of what New England's done in the past, they always had strange first round picks. You know, they took the center, some random third round grade center in the first a couple of I think that was either last year or some years before. But yeah, they always do some weird stuff in the first round, so I wouldn't really be too shocked if they just take wide receiver early.
Mhm.
This really depends on how they look at the quarterbacks. All the not none of the quarterbacks other than Caleb Williams is just like out of there. I mean, Jaden Daniels could be, but like I said, if we take Jaden Daniels, then they're left with some guys that can all be not really good.
Yeah. So going on to number 4. Number 4 has been a hot spot to be a trade out of. I mean, we're talking hot spot. I mean, this has been an Arizona Cardinal trade out spot that's been discussed a little bit here and there. Do you think they trade out and this is where Minnesota puts themselves into?
I think this is one of the best positions that Minnesota could because well, honestly though, if you really think about it though, after this, the top 3 quarterbacks very well could be going. But if they're not, then I think this is if the top 3 quarterbacks in the draft, which is the consensus of Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, or Drake May and Jaden Daniels, if they're not going by the time you get the pick 4, I think this is definitely where the Vikings have to trade up, especially if it's Jaden Daniels, bro. If Jaden Daniels falls to number 4, you have to trade up. Drake May, if I was a Vikings fan and we trade away like our future for Drake May, I would be hot. I'd be pretty mad. But if you got Jaden Daniels, I think Jaden Daniels will be very electrifying in the Viking system. You got Addison, Justin Jefferson. That'd be a perfect spot for Jaden Daniels, hypothetically. So I
Yeah.
think we have to do it if it's Jaden Daniels. Drake May, on the other hand, it'd be pretty bad if I was a Vikings fan. I'd be mad about that. But
Right. So
yeah,
now going into just overall, I mean, outside of Jaden Daniels, Drake May, and I'm gonna put JJ McCarthy in this conversation too. Who do you think out of those 3 quarterbacks has the highest chance to succeed in the NFL in one season?
Drake May, Jaden Daniels, and McCarthy.
Yes.
Um, I think like I said, as much as I don't like Drake May, I'm not gonna rule out the fact that he could be a good NFL quarterback only because he has a great NFL prospect build at the quarterback position. I think Drake May could be the best out of at least Jaden Daniels and McCarthy. I don't see the argument for him ever being better than Caleb Williams, like Dylan has said, but I could see him being a better NFL quarterback than Jaden Daniels and JJ McCarthy for sure. But I think Jaden Daniels is going to be the best one out of all of them. He just
Yeah,
has
so I
more
mean,
star power.
I think I've said in the past where I think that out of all of those 3 guys outside of Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels has probably a chance to become a Pro Bowler before Drake or McCarthy ever will. I think McCarthy is I don't know, dude. It's weird because like McCarthy's like weirdly growing on me, and I don't know why. Like I don't mind McCarthy as much. I used to think McCarthy sucked, and I think he's now. I mean, I don't know. I don't think we'll pick McCarthy at 2. I'd be pretty pissed off if we picked him at 2, but I don't know. Adam Peters would have to love him so much to trade down If he would have traded down and got McCarthy, then I guess I wouldn't be that mad. But that's just me playing the hypothetical game. So now going on to number 5 is the Chargers. Are you hearing the same rumors as me? As Justin Herbert could be traded draft night?
No, I've not seen that. But I'm not gonna. I'm not. I would. Justin Herbert. The Chargers at what 5? I mean,
Yes.
I haven't heard those rumors, but honestly, I think that would be absolutely very, very bad for the Chargers. I don't see why they do it. I mean, none of these quarterbacks. I don't like Herbert. Not on his second contract yet, right?
No.
So that's gonna come up. But at the end of the day, man, like Herbert is so much better than the quarterbacks in this draft. Other than maybe Caleb Williams will be better than Herbert, but other than that, I don't see none of the quarterbacks in this draft probably being better than Justin Herbert. So I think you got to keep him. And my cam's just not working.
No, it's Nate. Nate, you
Yeah,
want to just
finna,
Yo, what the fuck? I'm under.
just turn your camera on. You don't gotta go camera.
yeah, I'm finna go get a ring light. I'm gonna be back, bro.
Okay.
Why should not looking?
All right, while you're doing that, Chris, Nate, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I brought up to Chris, I said, out of all the 3 quarterbacks, such as JJ, Drake, and Jaden, out of those 3, who has the highest chance to succeed out of this class?
Out of the 3, probably Caleb situation he's going into.
You didn't get the question.
What'd you
say?
JJ,
JJ, Drake, and Jaden. Outside of Caleb, because we obviously no, you're fine. Obviously, we know what Caleb will do.
Mm-hmm.
What will Jaden, Drake, and JJ do?
Whoever the Vikings get. I think it'll be JJ though.
You think
I think
JJ
he's gonna. I do think the Patriots could get him though.
Get JJ?
Yeah, I think they could trade down to like where the Giants are. They could.
Yeah, I mean the Giants, I feel like, are in the worst position in this draft class for what they need to do.
I'd agree.
They are in the worst. Yeah, the Giants are probably in the worst situation as we speak about the draft. I mean, they're sitting there. They're tied up in that Daniel Jones contract for another year at least. They don't have a weapon, but the weapons might be gone by then. And they don't want to take in Dunze because I don't think that they want to reach on Dunze at 6, even though you kind of have to just take him at that point. I don't know, man. It's tough. It's really tough what the Giants should do in this draft. It's really tough. I mean, Chris, I know you're an active Giants hater. It's an activist of yours. You hate the New York Giants. What do they do? I mean, do you think they're a trade out? Because I mean, they low key could trade out, take their picks, and move back a couple spots to where they could get to a Brian Thomas or a Troy Franklin or a Xavier Worthy position instead of having to reach on potential draft picks and feel like they have to draft a quarterback.
Obviously, they're out of the range of the top 3 quarterbacks in the draft, unless a miracle happens. So they shouldn't be too much worried about quarterbacks. They probably could get JJ McCarthy second round because honestly, bro, if you look at the Will Levis thing from last year, you had Will Levis got a lot of pre-draft hype and then he slipped. I think that the Giants could possibly, if you pray that JJ McCarthy falls to the second round and you take the best receiving target on the board at 6. And that may not be Neighbors, but you could still get either Bowers, a Dunze. I think you got to take one of those guys because even though I don't like a Dunze as much, I think they are going to be better than trading back and taking a shot at a guy like Worthy because Worthy could actually be a bust. Like Worthy hands, bro. Like Worthy has a lot of problems. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Giants are probably in the ugliest spot because they could go receiver, they could go corner. I mean, not corner. They could go receiver, they can go line, they can go literally anywhere. But it's just like the draft positioning that they're at and the guys that they want, it's going to be a reach. I really would not hate if the Giants moved back. I really wouldn't hate that decision. I feel like, let's say, you know what? I got PFF pulled up.
I do like Joe Alt there though for them. They
But
move Neal to guard, and then they can play Alt wherever they feel like.
so
wherever.
I mean, let's just say, let's go with just all real quick. Let's just say with all. I mean, Giants are at 6. I mean, if they were to move back like to 12, Denver could easily trade with them.
Yeah. I think McCarthy's more of a Levis type of deal. I feel like he's getting a ton of buzz, and
Yeah, but it's like
he just
but
wasn't
right
that good last year.
but
Well,
right
he
now,
was, but
I mean, but let's just do this. Like, we're gonna not do a mock draft, but do a mock draft. So we're gonna start the drafts. Number 1, Caleb Williams, obviously. Number 2, Jaden Daniels.
yeah.
Number 3, Drake
May.
May. Number 4, we're gonna assume they don't trade out because I don't think they're gonna do it. I think they're gonna just take best available. Marvin Harrison. Chargers.
I agree.
I think the Chargers would be the trade spot for Minnesota. And I
Ooh.
think they would go from, let's just, do y'all want to do the trade real quick? So we'll say 5, 11, 23, 57, and a third. Wait, why is it like,
I tried it earlier. They just don't trade. You just gotta
oh,
force it.
because I got to get like something back. But fuck it. We'll just give them this. We'll give them 5 for 11 and 23. Force this trade. Force. All right, there we go. So then let's say they go and get JJ McCarthy. So they take McCarthy here at 5, 6, Giants. Oh fuck! But I was trying to play the Rico. All right, what's up? I was trying to play the world where I guess we don't trade. So let me just do that. Fuck it. So 1, Caleb. Sorry, y'all. 1, Caleb. 2, Jaden. 3, I hate fucking saying their names. 4, Marvin Harrison. 5, Malik Neighbors. So if you're at 6 and you're New York, where do you go from here? I mean, like I said, do you do the trade with Minnesota, or you do the trade with Denver? I mean, but how far back?
But hold on, go
How
up.
far?
Go up. All right, so Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May. At this point, I mean, like honestly, who is the Vikings trading up for? So I don't think at this point, bro, I don't see why the Vikings would even trade up.
Yeah,
Unless they
because
trying to be like,
Tennessee with Levis, Kirk Cousins, Caleb, Jets. If this is how the draft goes, they should not. The Vikings should not trade up at all. They should just get JJ McCarthy and called back.
exactly.
But
So
No, but they're 23.
now go to the go to the positions on the Giants thing. Wide
It's
receiver,
QB, receiver, guard, tackle, D line,
wide,
linebacker, DB.
quick wide receiver. Okay, so Rome Dunze, and then I mean I think you gotta go with Dunze here, but if you're a Giants fan, you want to hope that like we were talking about earlier before Nate joined, you hope that the Vikings trade up to 4. If the Vikings trade up to 4, but even then the board didn't even fall like that because the board has to fall like restart the draft. This is the best case scenario for the Giants. I'm gonna show y'all.
4 quarterbacks to
All
start.
right, so you go Caleb Williams. Okay, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels. And then here they take, even then though, it's still okay. They take Harrison. Yeah, now the Giants might actually be like F, bro. Here you trade Vikings. They take trade the Vikings trade up and get May.
Where the fuck are they?
Now the Giants are actually crucified, bro.
So then trade with the Cardinals.
They take May.
Okay.
So then they'll go and get May.
Okay, May. And then here, dang, they still got neighbors. So honestly, genuinely, like the Giants actually are in the worst spot out of the first 10 picks for their needs. I do agree. I see what y'all talking about because I mean, honestly, unless they're just in love with a Dunze, like I mean, you just gonna have to love a Dunze if you're a Giants fan right now, bro. Because that's what you're left with: a Dunze or Brock Bowers or Joe Alt.
Wait,
Yeah.
Nika, run that back. What if it's 4 quarterbacks to start? Like,
What do you
just
think?
miraculously 4 quarterbacks. Like, they go, like,
So
Caleb, Jaden, Drake, and the Vikings trade up to 4. You could.
Caleb.
That's, like, the best spot for them.
Yeah, but they would have to they would have to sit here and bank on the fact that they don't move at all, which they've been a topic to move to. I mean, they've been
But still, you get your choice of Malik or Rome if Marv goes. That's the best spot for the Giants.
yeah, but do you really
4
I mean, I don't know
QBs.
who's gonna trade out though. Like
Coleman.
it'd have to be the Cardinals or the Chargers. But again, it determines how high the Giants are trying to sell themselves quarterback. Because you could sit here and you could say, "Oh, well, the Giants can receive any weapon, blah blah blah." But we can't act like they've not been throwing the smoke screen that they've gone and visited with people like McCarthy. Wait, have they visited with McCarthy and Penix?
I don't got
I'm
no
pretty
idea.
sure.
Yeah,
Probably.
I know they saw Penix. I don't know if they saw McCarthy, but they're trying to sell it off to where they can get McCarthy right here, and Minnesota has to make the jump. But see, I don't know, dude. Like, I feel like, dude, once number one is done, once Caleb Williams gets picked, God only fucking knows what's gonna happen after that. Because it could be Drake at 2, it could be Jaden at 2, it could be Jaden and Drake, and then the Cardinals trade out with Minnesota, and then it's McCarthy. Then that's the best situation for the Giants. But if nobody trades out, then Minnesota automatically wins. Like if let's just say here, this is how it goes. No one trades out. So let's say Cardinals, they stick with Marvin Harrison. Malik Neighbors, the Chargers stick with Malik Neighbors. Giants, you're gonna have to fall in love with Joe Alt. So not Joe Alt, with Roma Dunze, give him Roma Dunze. Joe Alt goes to the Titans. Falcons get Dallas Turner. The Bears, they should probably have gone for it. They've been mocked to get a Dunze. A Dunze is supposed to fall to them at 9 on their lap. But we're gonna play the realistic world that doesn't happen. We're gonna just give them Brock Bowers, and then Jets, just because Dylan's not here and he's freaking dying, we'll give him Tyler Guyton. And then boom, Minnesota doesn't have to move up anywhere. Minnesota automatically walks away with if they love McCarthy so much, they get JJ McCarthy along with the 23rd pick that they got from Cleveland, and they automatically, I'd say on that night one, they'll win the draft regardless because they filled the positional need of quarterback. But I don't know. I don't know what the hype is on McCarthy. I mean, do you really think McCarthy could fall?
Yeah, I think it could be another Levis situation, picking up on what Chris said.
But I mean, fall, but where would he fall out of this first round?
No, not that far. That was kind of crazy last year. You scroll down, like I don't like Denver could be a team,
Denver
but they're
desperately.
so pitiful at every other roster spot.
So Denver's his position. The Raiders
I don't know if the Raiders take JJ.
wouldn't hurt for them to make a quarterback like this.
Ooh, that could be. I see it.
I see it too. Would this hurt them in any way?
If he's
No,
there,
it doesn't hurt them. Stafford is coming
no,
off an injury.
he
It
sits for a
doesn't.
year or two.
Yeah, it does not hurt them to make a Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love like extent like relationship, and they automatically switch. It does not kill them to do this. Another team, I mean, there really isn't anybody else that is this quarterback needy at the moment, but the Rams, I'm just saying, if the Rams are looking at the future, the Rams are known to go all in. Could the Rams be the guys to go and take a JJ McCarthy and for a near future?
If he falls that far, that's a big fall right now, though.
Well, yeah, but from 19 to his adjusted draft position is only is at 10. I mean, is it much of a fall off? 9 picks? Maybe in the
I mean, when
paycheck.
you're up to when you get up to 2, when you're
I
as
know,
high as 2 and you go down to 19, that sucks.
but where is JJ McCarthy gonna I mean, where do you think he's gonna end up and just wounding up?
Probably a 6.
To the Giants?
No, not the Giants. I think the Patriots are gonna trade down with the Giants, and the Giants take May. I've seen that a few times.
So you're thinking so we'll go 1 Caleb, 2 Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, and then the Giants make a miraculous move because the Patriots like JJ from sort of what I've seen.
Yeah, they're really high on JJ too. I've
So
seen that.
they could, and no way they're gonna trade with Minnesota because they.
This is tough. I just feel like as of right now, we're sitting here. I feel like number 1 and number 2 are now that is the solidified 1 and 2.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I feel like before it was Drake May up until the combine.
Well, I also think Washington's done a really good job with keeping it in building.
Yeah,
Like, there's been nothing there. Like, it's all literally just rumors.
this has been
No
a year where
sources.
I have this is the first year I have legitimately sat here and been like, I could not tell you where or when or who is going to get picked here because I honest to God don't know.
Yeah,
It could,
Washington's done a really good job with just keeping it in the building. Like, I
yeah.
have no idea. There's no rumors, no sources.
Like, I mean, let me just see what PFF thinks. PFF, I mean, their analysis, their trends, it's trending in Washington's direction on PFF. I mean, he was when his adjusted draft position started, those were his percentiles. His average, and then really rock bottom, and then his draft stock has risen. So, I mean, this is where he was projected to get drafted over a year ago. This is where he's supposed to get drafted now.
Yeah.
The dude has risen.
I think he goes too. I just think Washington just likes him. Knowing Cliff Kingsbury too.
But let's see where Drake May is mocked to 3 teams: the Giants, the Commanders, and the Patriots. And I mean, let's look at McCarthy. I mean, McCarthy is probably mocked towards Minnesota heavily. And then Penix, I would assume the Raiders would be leading. Yeah, the Raiders are leading him. And then poor Bo Nix. Nobody talks about
Denver.
him. Yeah, dude. Poor Bo Nix. That poor guy does not get discussed about at all whatsoever.
I mean, but he is like the worst one out of all of them, other than.
Yeah, but I mean, do you
He
think
is the worst?
Do you think in any other draft, Bo Nix
I mean, no. Wait, go ahead. Say it.
What?
Wait, say what you was gonna say. Do in any other draft? What?
In any other drafts, where would Bo Nix go in any other draft?
I mean, are we acting like Bo Nix is a good player though? Like,
he's not a good player, but he's
Bo
still
Nix. Bo Nix has transferred. He's what? He's older than most of the class. Like, he's not even he has the same issues as Penix, and Penix is just simply better than him though.
He is
And like
24.
Bo Nix had to and Oregon and the fact that he plays for Oregon also doesn't help because Oregon's system is quarterback friendly. So the fact that he really didn't have no success going at Auburn and then he gets to Oregon and he has a great Heisman caliber season, it really doesn't really like a lot of people not going to take that. Just like a lot of people didn't take Justin Herbert seriously though because of those Oregon system so good.
Right. But I mean, I'm just saying out of I'm gonna turn this mock draft off real quick. But out of all of these people though in this draft class, though, I mean, he's the one that's getting just disrespected. I'm not saying that Bo Nix could be
True.
anything crazy. I'm just saying that if Bo Nix pops off, I mean, whatever Bo Nix does in the league is just a positive. He's not going to get hated on. If he sucks, he sucks. But if he does have little good bright spots, it'll just be building him up from getting doubted since the draft. Now going on to today too, a lot of stuff happened today. Trey Hendrickson reported asking for a trade away from the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, are the Bengals really falling apart at this point?
I mean, they missed her. I don't know if they missed their window, but it looks tough.
I mean, they had that one season where it really was now or never. I mean, but even then, that was a shocker of a season. So nobody really expected that season. We knew they were going to be good that year, but they really exceeded expectations that year. They went over their ceiling, and now it's like everybody's leaving. Like T. Higgins wants his money. He's probably gonna get traded on draft night. If not, if I'd be surprised if he didn't get traded on draft night. I think I heard somebody say he requested out of there. It's really interesting though that all of them don't want to keep it together. They're a young team, and I feel like they have been just very unfortunate the last couple of years, and they still could be a pretty good team.
Yeah, I would sit there and say that their run was nothing more than magical, but nothing more of a and of an appearance. It was an arrival for Cincinnati. I mean, they came in and they went to the Super Bowl. Their defense was stacked. They beat Mahomes. Only other player in the NFL to beat Patrick Mahomes in a playoff game was Tom Brady, and he's obviously retired. But I mean, Joe Burrow went in, beat him in Arrowhead, goes to the Super Bowl, was literally a second away from beating him. Would you say like a second away from beating the Rams or a drive away from beating the Rams if his offensive line didn't kill him? Um,
Right.
it's super unfortunate, man. I mean, the Bengals were one of the bright teams coming in. I mean, they had Burrow, they had Mixon, they had Jamar, they had they had Uzama, and then they let Uzama go, and then Trey Hendrickson, they bring him in. He has a career year, and then Cinderella story, they will never reach that apex again. Okay. And it was just all over the place. And now they don't know what they're doing anymore. So I really do feel bad for Cincinnati because that team, like I said, had so much potential, Cinderella like, could go in and do whatever they wanted, and that's it. And other news too. So you bring up draft night. That's interesting. Brandon Ayuk. Will Brandon Ayuk get traded on draft night?
Pittsburgh's a team that's staring up. They're the team I think that could get him.
Chris?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't think it's gonna actually happen. I definitely heard the buzz. I don't think it's actually gonna happen. I mean, somebody may do it. Whoever does it gonna get a great receiver. So, I mean, maybe, but I don't think the trigger's gonna get pulled.
I agree.
I don't either. I think the only team that could do it is probably the Bills.
I don't know. I like it. Obviously, he's a surefire one, but
Dude, your window of opportunity is slowly closing.
I think it's building up now with like the way we're building our team.
I'm just saying the way that you lost Diggs, you lost Davis, you lost Poyer and Hyde.
Yeah,
I mean,
Hyde may come back though.
You're bringing in young guys. I'm not saying the window is closing. I'm saying it is slowly closing. By the year, it is closing. You want to get younger, but you got to get younger at solid positions, and you got to get younger at to give Allen that number one receiver because Diggs helped Allen elevate to his game. And I think that if you bring in Ayuk, it'll only just keep it at the same or elevate it even more. Ayuk goes, there, and I think they got to bring in a few safeties like the dude out of Georgia, Kavon. I think was it Kavon Bullard.
Yeah, or the
He's
Tyler Nubin, Minnesota.
yeah,
He's
they're
solid.
both solid guys, but if you want to go get Ayuk, you got to give up probably first. So I don't know. And then in other rumors too, this is more of a Washington rumor, but apparently, according to people, two things. One, the Commanders' general manager staff have came up with a pick. There is a pick in there is somebody that they have already chosen somebody. Nate, I've already asked this to Chris. Who do you think is it? You're sitting there, you're Adam Peters. You have made the decision. What is the decision?
Looking at your roster and looking at who you picked up, it's Jaden Daniels.
Right. And
Picking up
what
Mariota,
roster pickups do you think made it seem like it was Jaden Daniels?
Mariota, and Eckler.
So you think a pass back and mobile backup?
Yeah, I don't remember if you picked up a receiver or really many offensive
We got
linemen.
we got Omeda Zacchaeus, who's a deep threat. Pure deep threat.
Even if,
I mean, Zacchaeus was a Eagle last year, I believe.
yeah, he was at Falcon too. The year,
Yeah.
yeah,
So I mean, they went and got Ertz, young tight end.
Ertz
Um,
too.
I mean, it's so confusing. And they built the lineup. Okay, they need to get a left tackle, which goes into my other segment about the Commanders.
I
According to
like, I like them. I know you're right. No man.
No, I got you. According to some reports, it's the worst kept secret in the NFL right now amongst general managers that the Commanders are going to trade up and back into the first round. Chris or Nate, who are they eyeing? What do they need? What do they want?
Offensive lineman times a million. This tackle class is very deep and top heavy.
Mhm.
I look at Graham Barton. I like him a lot from Duke. James Morgan from Arizona.
Morgan, yeah.
If I like him a lot. Those two I think are the two I look for.
Right. I love Jordan Morgan. I would love to have him.
Mhm.
Another rumor guy too is Patrick
Yeah.
Paul.
I
That's a
think
guy.
he's more of a day two pick though. At
Right. So
Houston.
I mean, if you are, I mean, let's play the scenario game. If you are the Commanders and you are in the draft, obviously number one, Caleb Williams. Number two, you're gonna take Jaden Daniels. But if you want to move, what team from this 20 to 32 spot will be willing to give you a pick?
If you look at it, Green Bay, I'm not sure what the fuck they're gonna do, but
They need to go
I think they're
tackle.
I think they're a trade down team, if anything. Or
You don't think they could go tackle here and build because Bakhtiari is gone?
yeah, I don't know if they'll take it immediately. I think they're gonna want more ammunition for next. I don't even know.
Or do
Buffalo
you want
could
to
be if the board doesn't fall for them.
Or do you want to play the scenario that they get McCarthy, Vikings get him at 11 where they don't have to trade, and now this pick's open for sale?
Um, ooh, maybe.
So let's
Uh,
just let's pick a team. Cardinals are in a weird spot because anybody here's a reach, especially center, guard, line, and corner, because they're probably going to take a receiver. Let's just trade with the Cardinals. Why not? So let's say that the Cardinals with 27 want 40, 100,
that'd probably be it.
and 222 to be nice.
Yeah,
Let's offer the deal, and they
solid
take it.
deal.
And they take it. So now Washington is now sitting with two draft picks in the first round. So we go and take Jaden Daniels.
Right.
Now, who do you take here?
If you look at the board.
Let's just look at the big board.
Yeah, I want to see that. It felt really nice. I like Johnny Newton a lot, actually. Peyton Wilson's really good. He's a lot of injury
Hey,
concerns though.
go to wide
Zach
receiver.
Frazier's really good too.
There really isn't a receiver.
Wide receiver. Okay, no.
No receiver.
We traded away our seconds though, huh?
No, we only traded away the 40. We still got 36. So we
Okay,
traded
They
away.
probably want
We still have
36.
36.
we probably gonna have to give away 36 realistically in a real
Yeah,
quick.
that's what I would say.
Anyways, you gotta go offensive line here then for sure.
So do you want to go Morgan?
I
Go to
think if Newton falls that far, if he does, that's the pick.
I
Just
think
But
Morgan.
also your O line.
I have seen that they like the Morgan, so I think right here it'd be Morgan.
Yeah, Nate, I don't know. Our money is so tight. Our money is so tight in the Payne and Allen that it's just unless they traded Allen on draft night to take Newton, I could see your reasoning behind it. But
Newton's really good though.
Jordan Morgan is who they're high on. Jordan Morgan is who they really like.
I see it too. He's really good.
320, dude's a complete monster. We're gonna go with Jordan Morgan. And then I mean that's really the scenario I see for Washington. Jordan Morgan and Jaden Daniels in the first round. I think they're gonna
center.
What?
Who's your center? Is he good? Do you have a good center?
Yeah, Tyler Biadasz.
Oh yeah.
I think that'll realistically be the best situation for the Commanders is if they go and just trade that 36 or the 40 and then 2 late round picks. I think that is the best scenario for them if they go and if you're Adam Peters, if you do not have a left tackle. As of right now, our left tackle is who, Chris? It's Chris Lucas.
You got Luke. You got Lucas to play tackle. I think he's more of a right though. You got Lucas can play tackle.
Braden Daniels.
Cosme can play tackle. But yeah, after that, I can't really think.
Yeah, it's the tackle for us is not looking too good. And really, you go and get a Jordan Morgan, or you go and get you go trade up maybe a little bit more. I have seen Washington trade up a little higher than just 23. I've seen them trade up to 14 and go and get Olu Fashanu, Fuaga. I've seen those guys being paired. If you give that line Fuaga or you give them Olu Fashanu, and this is not a clip on Jordan Morgan, but if you give them that offensive line is going to be set for at least 5 years, and they don't have to worry about that position area ever again. And then you throw a guy like Jaden Daniels and Drake May, and that's what will make me feel comfortable about Drake May. It depends on who the left tackle is going to be when we draft one. Because if we have a good left tackle, then the Drake May concern won't be as bad because he's a pocket passer, and you get a good old line in front of him, he'll be set for years. So that's why. Now, depending, like I said, if it's Jaden Daniels, I give 3 shits who the left tackle is because I guarantee you Jaden Daniels is just going to run around in circles and throw the ball. And then if it's Drake May, he's just going to sit and throw, and he's going to go through his progressions. So it really depends on who the left tackle is going to be for Washington. For me to really wrap my head around if it is going to be Drake May, then that'll determine, the Drake May decision for me because it really depends on who the line is because our line is too shit right now. Not even shit. Our line is just too not inexperienced, but it's just not complete until we get that left tackle, and then that'll make me feel better about whoever we take. So that's the bottom line. But I think I'm gonna end the episode off here today. Chris and Dylan will be live tomorrow. They will be live from number 1 to number 31. I will be joining in at some point. I have to go coach a football game, and I will be back. I will give Dylan a live reaction to play on the thing, depending on who we get. As soon as I find out who we get, I will legit go to the bathroom during the game. And
that's mega drawn.
No, dude, I don't care. I will go to the bathroom during the game. I will legit give my reaction to whoever we took.
Play the goddamn game. Coach the game, boy.
We get breaks, though, because it's like 7 great kids. So,
here
we go. Chris, who do you want the Commanders to take?
Honestly, man, I think honestly, out of the realistic options, Jaden Daniels, bro. But in the event that Caleb Williams happens somehow be a Commander tomorrow. That would make me the happiest out of the whole draft. But it is going to be realistically Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels. Nate, the Buffalo Bills, you want?
Ideally, Brian Thomas, Dream. They send a haul for Rome Odunze. Realistically, Xavier Worthy.
And Jaden Daniels, I hope you are Commander by tomorrow around this time. Thank you guys all for watching today. Have yourselves a great night. Go Commander.
Peace now.